All right. Well, welcome to Sunday morning. This is usually in the early mornings. It's about 6 a.m. right now. This is about the time I usually get started on things. Being an old man, I wake up early. So basically, what you're looking at right here is a 5 pound aluminite high strength to silicone rubber mold material kit. And we got a bucket to mix it in and a scale. And it's really important. I'm going to need to grab me a little cup to weigh the activator, which I don't have, but I'll have to get one. So, anyways, I talked with Illuminalight on last week because I had so many problems with getting it to set properly. But I was using older stuff. But then they were like, I asked them. I said, "Can you mix it right in the bucket? If you just want to use the whole kit." And they were like, "Well, we really don't recommend that." And that's what I was doing because I assumed that there was going to be enough activator, included with the kit to be able to set that up. And so they said, no, you really should weigh your rubber and weigh the reactant and do them that way. So what we're going to do is I got me a throwaway bucket here, ice cream bucket. I'm going to make 2 batches of it. We got the molds ready to go here. Doing a whole bunch of little detail pieces, little barrels and roof pieces. That's a part of a restaurant right there. Little jukeboxes and everything. Got barrels. Got an air conditioner, stairs, the back cook area of the restaurant, toilets, crates. That's a desk. More crates, some more details. And this is how I save money. Save a lot of money by just copying stuff because I can't afford to go out and just buy more and more detail pieces. Just don't have the money. So same with buildings. And building kits are really expensive, as you guys know. I was managed to score a whole bunch of 15 kits, S-scale kits, which is helping me immensely. And this is what we're going to do with them, is we're going to make copies. And then that way I can save the originals. And I can use the copies. I can modify the copies. I can make as many copies as I want. Mix them up, match them up. I can make a lot of different buildings this way. So this is what we're going to do. Let's see how it goes. All right. Well, we're ready to measure. Got a cup for the reactant. I got a pot to mix it in. Got my chemical gloves, chemical resistant gloves. Always a good idea. Even a better idea is to double them up because they're resistant, they're not proof. And I've noticed that some of the gloves can seep a little bit, especially when you're dealing with really thin chemicals that can easily perforate any kind of perforations. So make sure you got your gloves on anytime you're handling chemicals. Strongly recommend it. You don't want to get sick. You get that silicone on your hands and it gets right into your pores and just seals everything off, and then takes forever to get the crap off of you. So I definitely recommend, safety first. I'm working in a ventilated area in my garage. Don't want to do this in the basement because this stuff takes 18 hours before you can demold it, and it's going to outgas. And it's also going to outgas for like the next 7 days. Full cure is achieved in 7 days, so I will not use these molds until another week after they're made, just to make sure that they're fully cured and ready to go. Because after all the work that you put into this, it was a lot of work to do these, build these boxes and that. You don't want to mess it up. So let's continue. All right. Well, we got it ready to mix. Got to stir that stuff up before you use it. And so I got the bucket full there. I got the catalyst, and it's weighed out 10 to 1, like the instructions say. So now I'm going to mix it. Okay, we got her mixed up now. What you want to see is a nice universal pink in here. You don't want to see streaks of pink. You don't want to see streaks of white. You want it all nicely mixed together. You want to try to keep the bubbles out as much as possible. You're probably still going to get some, but just let it sit for a few minutes. You got a 45-minute mold time, so I'm just going to let this sit for a few minutes, let some of the bubbles rise up, and then we're going to pour. But that's what you want. You want a nice, with this stuff it turns pink, some of it turns tan, but whatever color of catalyst that comes with it, make sure that the color is uniform, is what you want. All right, well, mixing up the second batch, and it's a good thing I didn't just dump the catalyst into the bucket, because they didn't give me enough catalyst. Maybe this was the problem with the other stuff, is that the catalyst, I don't know, evaporates, or they don't give you enough. But I ended up having to dump 100 grams of silicone back into the bucket, because I didn't have enough catalyzer. This is something I am definitely going to talk to Alumilite about tomorrow and say, hey, you guys need to throw in a little bit extra into that catalyst so you got enough, because here I'm wasting. This is going to end up getting wasted. And this stuff is not cheap, by the way. This is like, I don't know, $75 or something like that I paid for it. It wasn't cheap. And I got to buy more. And but this is good to know. So if you're doing casting and you're using the Alumilite, make sure you weigh that crap up, because they're not giving you enough. And that can definitely be a problem. It was a problem for me. All right, well, so I mixed up the entire kit. I knew I wasn't going to get them all filled. I was hoping I would get a little bit more than I did out of it, but I went a little thick on some of it. That one over there with the detail pieces took the most, because it had to be a little taller, because some of the stuff was higher. I tried to sort the detail pieces out in height so that I wouldn't have to pour any more silicone than I'd have to. But I did get the storefronts that I wanted done. Those were the important pieces. So now I'll need to, at the end of the month, when I get my allowance, so to speak, for the next month, I'll be able to buy another 5-pound kit, maybe a 10-pound kit, and finish these molds and make some more. Even though it does cost a lot of money for the molds, but if you can get 20 castings or so off a mold, the economies of scale kind of take place, and then you end up doing all right. So, but this is where we're at right now, and we're going to continue on. All right, well, we got the silicone poured. Going to have to get some more. I got a few more things I got to work on yet. A few more things I'm going to cast yet. I got garage doors. I got other little pieces. I got some more kits to cast yet. So I'm going to end up probably getting another 10-pound kit, which is $160 plus the shipping. So it's not cheap to make the molds, but once you got the molds, you're making parts for pennies on a dollar. So once you got your investment in your molds, it gets a little cheaper. But so what we got here, we got the stools, paint the stools. Got some chairs there to paint. Working on some, those are the newspaper boxes from Pete's 3D. And then with the stools, you always got to measure. And sometimes I'm not good at measuring. And when my guy asked how high the stool should be, and he showed me a figure next to it, I should have thought, figures can be misleading as far as people, how tall and stuff they are. So I told him the height was fine, but when I matched it up to the bench, the height is not fine. The height is too tall. I made a mistake. I should have measured. So I have to cut the bottoms off of these stools, get rid of that. Unfortunately, I'm going to be getting rid of that really nice little flare on the bottom of them. But it's not going to do any good if they're more like a table than they are a chair. And that's my fault. It's not the guy who made them for me. It's mine. I should have measured and told them an exact measurement, and I would have been much better off. So in the future, measure, 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 and then if you're not sure, measure at least 2 more times, and you'll get it. So we got that going on. Do a little finish up around the Waffle House, and we'll see where we get from there. The molds have to, like I said earlier, they have to cure for at least 18 hours. So I'm going to give them 24, and then I'm going to pull the molds out of the boxes and then let them sit for another 6 days or so, 7 days, and then we'll get to use them. Hopefully they'll set up right. Crossing my fingers, just because I had bad luck with the other ones, so I'm kind of, twice burnt, 10 times shy kind of thing going on right now. Don't mind the sound in the background. That's just my dog coughing or throwing up. I wonder if she's fine. See, she's fine. So that's about all we got right now. So we'll keep you guys posted on further advancements in the diorama, and please stay tuned and subscribe. I really appreciate all my subscribers and my followers and that. And so please subscribe and like and comment, ask any questions you may have, and I will do my best to answer them or send you someplace that you might be able to find the answer on your own. Other than that, not much going on. Still gonna start working on getting Patreon going up pretty soon, and I'm gonna work on making some premiums for people that donate larger amounts. I just got to figure out some different ways to bring in a little bit of income for the diorama. It's not for me. I'm doing okay, but I only have a small allowance, so to speak, of what I can spend per month. So we'll see you guys next time.